Hey guys, we are the Bolden Gamers, and Nintendo has had their first Direct since 2019, and there were a whole lot of titles announced. Now, we're not going to go through every single one, because you can pull up the list on the Nintendo website, and if you're already subscribed to them, you'll probably have received an email just covering off all of those. So, we are going to cover off some of, I guess, our most highly anticipated games from it, and the things that really stood out that we are looking forward to. So, let's take it away, Liam.
Indeed. So my first one, probably an obvious one from most people who've watched most of our shows, our episodes. Skyward Sword's getting a remake. Skyward Sword, it was a 2011 game. I've never played it because I didn't have a Wii or Wii U, so that's why I am looking forward to it. It's also coming out. It's coming out 16th of July, and it's coming out with some new Joy-Cons. And I've said I wouldn't buy more Joy-Cons. I've not bought any because they look really good. They properly look good. But I know I've not touched my Switch for quite a while, so I'll be sensible and not give the Joy-Cons. I'm slightly disappointed there wasn't any other Zelda news. They said there'll be more Breath of the Wild 2 news later on in the year, but it's Zelda's 35th anniversary this year, and if they're only doing a Skyward Sword remake, slightly disappointed by that, but they can always surprise us.
Yeah, I do wonder if they've got more coming later in the year for that. Like I said, Breath of the Wild 2 announcements and updates are coming later in the year. There's obviously some more content coming out for Hyrule Warriors, but I don't think that's on either of our lists. But yeah, Skyward Sword is one of my favourite ones from the announcement, just because again, anyone who's watched these videos knows that I'm not a particular Zelda fan. The games are enjoyable, but I've just never really gotten into them. So it would be nice to play some of the older titles that have been remade and just try and spark some of that Zelda love that everybody else feels, because there's got to be a reason why everybody seems to love them. So yeah, I'd be interested in playing that.
I should say that you can choose to use the motion controls as well, or just use the normal joypad controls. So I think I'll definitely going to use joypad controls. You look like a motion control man, though.
Definitely not. Definitely not. With children around, it just ends up in absolute disaster. So one of mine, and this is going to sound like a really silly one, but Stubbs the Zombie is getting a remake, and it's coming to PC as well, but I would very much enjoy to play this on my Nintendo Switch. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what Stubbs the Zombie is, I don't blame you. It wasn't a massively popular title. It's very indie and niche, and you take control of a zombie, and it's like a parody on that zombie genre, because there were so many games at the time when this released, and you go around this silly kind of futuristic alternative town, and you've got to eat people's brains and turn them into zombies, and they become your followers, and you basically got all these crazy story missions that you've got to go through, and you can play it in co-op as well. And I remember playing it at the time, and it's hilarious. There's a lot of stupid things happening in it.
That sounds good. Being able to play co-op is always a plus, especially on the Nintendo Switch, because I think that's where Nintendo Switch kind of excels. What was it originally for?
It was originally on the Xbox. I believe it was just the original Xbox, so not even 360, so a long time back.
That's probably why I've not heard of it.
Yeah,
sounds good. Sounds like a good one. The next one for me, I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this one. It's Miitopia. Whenever I saw people with a Nintendo Wii or the Wii U, and you could make your Wii, and you could go your Wii, could make your Mii, you could go into like your own world and everything. I always thought that looked really good, and they're kind of releasing a game like that now for the Switch, which I think would be amazing. I don't see why it didn't come out day one with the Switch, because I always thought that was a really big Nintendo thing. You can change your character in Super Smash Bros. You can do all that stuff. So looking forward to that. Your goal is to bring down the base stealing Dark Lord, so we'll see how that goes.
No one wants to have their face stolen. That's just awkward. My next one on sort of my excitement list, and I'm probably not overly excited by it, just more intrigued, is Star Wars Hunters. So this is going to be a game developed by Zynga, which are most famously known for all of their mobile games. So very much free to play, and you can pay a lot of money to get all the unlocks. So I'll be intrigued to see how that works with Nintendo Switch. It's going to be a free to play title, so no surprise there. but whether or not it's going to be absolutely full of microtransactions and all of that. No, the thing that intrigues me by it is it's one of the first modern Star Wars titles to come to Nintendo, because they haven't had anything for a long time. Obviously, they've had some remakes. We've got Star Wars Jedi Order and all of that, but I guess we shall see. So, yeah. Hopefully, you'll be pleased. Yeah, you'd like to think that...
those Zanga games are... If you don't pay for them, they are actually quite good. They're good fun while they last, but it is a slippery slope.
They're normally well made, but you'd like to think that Nintendo would police it a lot, especially with the Switch being very much focused towards a younger market. Hopefully, it's not going to be allowed to be too predatory.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Talking about predatory. So, my next one's Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. I thought it was a really good game on PC and it's quite enjoyable. And the reason it's on this list is I think it would actually be a perfect game for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's easy, the graphics are simple.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just work well. And I think it will be a good addition.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those games that you can just kind of pick up and play and then put down after you've had a round and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's one that I'm looking forward to as well, because I haven't played it at all, but obviously it's massively popular. I've seen so much about it, and I'd definitely like to at least give it a go. So yeah, on my radar.
I can see you getting quite aggressive with it. I can see you getting more into it than you think you would.
Okay,
and then you just stop playing it forever.
Yeah, that's not good. So my next one is Legends of Mana, which is one of the RPG type classics, and it's coming across onto the Nintendo Switch. It's one that I've never played, but always heard such good things about, so I definitely want to give it a go and see how that performs on the Switch. So I've never played it before. It's one that I've always wanted to play, so I'd like to have more titles like this on the Nintendo Switch you can just pick up and play and just give it a go.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I've never played it either, but like you said, I've heard only good things about it. The reason I've never bought it, though, is it always seems really expensive.
Yeah.
Like, for a remade game. And Nintendo's not going to cut the price, are they? So
no, absolutely not.
I don't think it's one I'll end up getting, but I do want to play it.
Yep, fair enough.
And then, like, the final one, which kind of stood out for me, I'm sure there's other ones where I could put more detail in, like Mario Golf. I think I probably would enjoy that, but that's not the one I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just Animal Crossing New Horizon with the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary special. I loved the first lockdown when Animal Crossing came out. I spent so much time on it, and I've not touched it since, to be perfectly honest. I spent ages, and then, like most things with me, I put it to the side and left it. But the anniversary, it looks really good. You can put functional warp pipes on your islands and move around. And for Mario and Luigi, it look really creepy in it. They look properly creepy. So that kind of, I'm looking forward to that. I'll play that for a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, they're just kind of a list of the things that we're looking forward to and that we're excited about. So let us know in the comments, is there anything that you guys are looking forward to from this Nintendo Direct? There were a lot of games. There's pretty much something for everybody there. So definitely something that every single person's going to enjoy. A lot of remakes and a lot of stuff being ported over from older consoles. There was a lot of talk as well about things like Monster Hunter Rise was there, but we've already seen so much information about this already that it kind of didn't come on our list, even though we are excited for it.
Yeah, so that's my list. I think I'm quite looking forward to the things I've mentioned, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and of course, if you have, hit that subscribe button because it helps to get this channel growing, and we are on the up and up at the moment. See, any questions that you've got, pop them in the comments below, and the stuff that you're excited about as well, pop that down there too. And in the meantime, I will be back in the future with some more awesome content. Bye!
Toodle poop.